back at some memorable SONA moments. F.W. de Klerk stood up in Parliament and delivered a SONA speech that changed the course of a 42-year regime, as the National Party could not defend the undefendable anymore.
I wish to put it plainly that the government has taken a firm decision to release Mr. Mandela unconditionally. The prohibition of the African National Congress, the Pan-Africanist Congress, the South African Communist Party and a number of subsidiary organizations is being rescinded.
The historic moment was not lost on de Klerk, as he added,
I ask of Parliament to assist me on the road ahead. There is much to be done.
That is the man who the world has been waiting to see. His first public appearance in nearly 3 decades.
One of the big stories of the week, President Cyril Ramaphosa's fourth State of the Nation address. It was delayed by just over 94 minutes on Thursday night. EFF members of Parliament disrupted the proceedings by demanding that former President F.W. de Klerk be ejected from the House.
In a recent interview, de Klerk drew some criticism when he said apartheid was not a crime against humanity.
It is incorrect for you to have extended an invitation to de Klerk, because de Klerk is a murderer. De Klerk has got blood on his hands. The people of Buipatung are turning in their graves, and de Klerk said that apartheid was not crime against humanity. It's an unrepentant apologist of apartheid who is not willing to accept that apartheid was crime against humanity.
Events were the subjects of various debates on social media platforms, but perhaps to shed more light on some of the topic is former Robben Island prisoner and youngest member of the student organization that planned the 1976 Soweto uprisings, Seth Mazibuko. Well, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, guys. Are you good?
We are good. We're good.
You're making me feel old when you say that.
You're only as old as what you feel, but
you look young, so that's cool enough. That is
Let's jump straight into. I mean, just recently there was an interview with F.W. de Klerk linked to his Quantum Leap speech, where he did mention that apartheid was not a crime against humanity. I mean, in lieu of that, why do you think he would come out so publicly at this point and say that?
Look, we're still going to have more of these public outbursts because they are the consequence of what we suppressed in 1994. So most of the issues that we put under carpet in 1994 will be coming up, I'm telling you, in a big way. Because even some of the people who are sitting in Parliament, de Klerk came out openly. It was Helen Liezle who talked about a colonialism being, having some comfortable positions and all those things. And let me assure you, very soon, some of the people will be showing their true colors. Some of the people were just being held together by the sunset clause. Now, the sunset clause is going to be soon becoming a sunrise clause. And let me assure you, we are coming to a point where even the youngest generation that is moving into Parliament will start even questioning issues around the very people that they're sitting with in Parliament. There are people that we are sitting with in Parliament that have blood in their hands. And there are people who are sitting in, actually, I was saying to a colleague the other day, the very chair that our speaker is sitting on is a chair that is full of blood. Hello? And the very chairs that parliamentarians are sitting on have blamed the killing of the people of Sharpeville, blamed the killing in 1976, blamed, it's going to come out. Whether we like it or we don't, it's going to come out. And to me, it was not surprising. What was more surprising was more of us fighting Praveen more than anything else. But de Klerk, I have no I have no problem with that.
Your thoughts on what was said by the EFF saying that de Klerk shouldn't be there? Do you think that it is sort of unfair that somebody like de Klerk, who you would say has blood on his hands, should be in that position and attending the State of the Nation address?
My question is, how many other people that were sitting there that have the same problem that de Klerk has?
But
And it's just because de Klerk said it openly a week or so before that.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say? And de Klerk came out openly about it. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And my point is just that now, if that's, you know where I'm sentimental about what transpired, is that it started a conversation. The Neil Agat, the Steve Biko, inquests, and all those are starting to say who actually planned the death of all those people. You understand? Once de Klerk involved, and you then open up all those cases gradually. And my point is, I take off my hat for EFF for having actually broken up that kind of conversation to us as the country. They've done well because we have suppressed many things. There are a lot of things that Seth Mazibuko has suppressed because of what I call the sunset clause. And we are saying it's about time that we open up those issues that we have swept under the carpet. And it's about time that it also goes with the issue of land. It's a big issue. And again, EFF are the first ones to actually say, let's pull out that carpet, let's talk about land. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It goes on and on and on. All I am saying, if it did not happen on the way it did, on SONA, on Thursday, it would have happened
pop out somewhere else.
Somewhere else. It would have come out in one way or the other.
Seth, we're going to get back to that issue of, the EFF divorcing from Pravin Gordhan. But I think just looking at a tweet that also came through from Zinzi Mandela herself, also just saying that under de Klerk's presidency, it was her mother who was, subjected to what she was. Yeah.
Yes, it's painful. And then the next thing you have, it was Winnie Mandela who was tortured during de Klerk's time. Yeah. And then you have Thandi Modise kissing de Klerk.
So the question is, how does this then reflect based on those atrocities that were occurred? What are they endorsing by virtue of that?
Exactly. And really, it's a pity I never got invited. I would have really preferred to sit next to Ziziwe, the girl that is Miss Universe. Zizningi, maybe I would have become more of a younger boy. But the point I'm trying to make is that now, the truth of the matter is that now, de Klerk caused loss of harm, and not only to families, but the point is, de Klerk came there. De Klerk is part of the negotiations of our 1994. Yeah. De Klerk was embraced as part of the 1994, negotiation.
Sure.
So, Thandi Modise was kissing this guy, and who might have destroyed Mama Winnie, and the point is just that it is a dirty game of our politics. Please don't invite me to be a politician. Leave me alone with the people going in Soweto. I'm okay, because it's okay.
Do you think de Klerk should have been involved in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, as in to get his pardon?
I still have a problem with the very Truth and Reconciliation Commission. I've got issues. Guys, I've got a problem in the way South Africans do things. If I'm a racist, I'm now I'm a big story now on Casavelos issue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? If you say to people, if you ask for forgiveness, it should not just be an act one, sin two cut. No. It should be a program. You should be able to say, this is how you are going to go about it. This is how you are going to, pay back. This is how you are going to appease. This is how you are going to serve the nation.
It's a process.
It's a process. I'm still angry. I'm angry against every person that took me at the age 16 to jail. I mean, I lost the days of my youth. And de Klerk was part of it. You know what I'm trying to say? And I am saying the process of healing in this country needed a longer process than just peace and reconciliation. The process of healing in this country doesn't need a one SONA and an invitation by de Klerk. And it doesn't need a de Klerk foundation. You understand what I'm trying to say? It needed, I'm speaking tomorrow at Ahmed Kathrada on the very issue of racism. And it is exactly, my topic will be on the same issue, that now we need a process here. We need a process of saying, how do we get to heal the nation from the past of apartheid? And how do we get, and one other way of healing people, you still have people lying in poverty. You still having people having a lot of experiences. I was just speaking with one of your guests who will be coming very soon here, Mashaba, just now. I was saying that now we were talking about an issue on youth economic empowerment. I've got a problem. You empower youth economically, but let me assure you, most of our youth are full of drugs as we speak. Whether you take them in colleges, you build a college in Eguruleni, okay? But let me tell you, it will be full of drugs. And my problem is that families are destroyed, yeah? And drugs have attacked us. So we are 2 steps forward and 3 steps backwards. And I am praying our politicians to say that now, let us go back and revisit the sunset clause. And let's just go back and get to open up some of those heads of apartheid. Let's just go back and say, how do we deal with these as we move to another phase of our democracy? And of course, I am saying there are still people who are still hurting, and one of them is sitting here with you.
Sesh, wow, some powerful stuff there. I wish we could chat some more. Unfortunately, we're running out of time.
Thank you very
so
much. Thanks for inviting me.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was former Robben Island prisoner and youngest member of the student organization that planned the 1976 Soweto uprising. A big thank you to Seth for joining us.